Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to this day. It is August 2nd, and we're going to start to warm up today, despite some of the fog that's out there this morning. I'll get to the weather in just a moment on our show today. Gary Morrison is here. He is the treasurer of the United Board. He's going to give us a financial report. Also, we have Dan Oweiler back from Sterling Financial. We're going to talk about those college funds. Is that a good thing? The 529s that are out there, that's what they're called, and maybe it's right for your grandkids or not. So we'll talk about that. Also, we're going to bring you a segment by Living Spaces and also the Santa Ana Zoo. So there you go. Now, today there's not really any meetings, but United does have their new resident orientation. If you are watching us right now live, it's at 9 o'clock in the boardroom. So if you want to go down there, and if you're one of the newer folks that live here, check that out. You certainly are welcome to. Now, the weather, what's going to be happening, this is the warm-up day, really for the next 4 days. We're going to have a good amount of heat coming in and a little bit of humidity as well as we look over the 5 freeway down by Capistrano Toyota and San Juan Capistrano, of course. So expect that, and the temperatures are going to rise up. And I have 89 today, 90 and 87. You know, I might be off by 1 or 2 degrees just depending on that marine layer, because the beaches are actually going to be staying in the mid-70s despite here, you know, we're closing in on 90 degrees. Then you go inland, they're going to be closing in on 100 degrees. But because we're so close to the coast, if anything, you know, we're not going to see higher temperatures than that. We might get lucky and they might be a bit lower, but a bit humid tomorrow. And on Sunday, then we're going to start to see things cooling off and clouds coming back on Tuesday. So not too bad, about 4 days of a higher temperature weather and humidity. Let's look around the state this weekend.
Dr. Farman,
same story really throughout the state. The coastal areas are going to remain pretty darn nice and cool, especially up in the North Coast and Eureka area. The Bay Area is going to stay pretty nice. And San Diego about 87. But then you look inland, Tahoe, Yosemite, all those places, you know, the temperatures are really going to be up there. You're going to feel more of that humidity. That is because that high pressure system, just like we had about a week and a half ago, sitting over the Four Corners area, spins up and brings that humidity from the Gulf Coast and also Baja California. And that's why you get that. There are chances of thunderstorms in the mountains over the weekend, so keep that in mind as well. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Dr. Farman Cosmetic and Implant Dentistry is located right outside Gate 6 and has been keeping the village smiling for many years.
I trust Dr. Farman with all my dental procedures and all my dental work. Thank goodness I found Dr. Farman.
We have been serving the community of Laguna Woods for almost 20 years now. Come and visit us at Brilliant Smile for all your dental needs.
We are close to Gate 6, near Snooty Fox Restaurant, behind Coco's.
Are you looking for a better way to manage your medication? MedBox by AmeriPharma has redefined the pharmacy experience. No more pill organizers and vials. When we fill your prescriptions, you get all your medications conveniently packaged by the dose and delivered to your door at no additional cost. This means no change in insurance, copays, or out-of-pocket expenses. Call our specialists today and discover the new way of pharmacy. MedBox by AmeriPharma.
The Red Sox are 1 out away. And the Dodgers are down to their final strike. Here comes a 1-2 pitch. Red Sox win the World Series. And the best team in baseball wins it all.
Welcome back. Well, with me right now is Gary Morrison. He is the treasurer of the United Board, and we are right into budget season here. We've been in it, but well, I guess I should say, this week everyone sort of presents their budgets. It's usually there might be a little bit of tweaking afterwards, but really it's getting close to being set.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good morning, residents. We're going to go through the June, just my notes. And as I've said before, KPMG audited our financials for 2018. And they found that we are in accordance with U.S. generally accepted accounting principles. We had a reserve study done that shows us that we're underfunded in our reserves by an amount that works out to $7.78 per month. Therefore, that's an amount that we'll be working with because I think we all recognize that reserves are important in case we have some kind of an emergency. As far as the statement of revenues and expenses, as of June 30th, 2019, through the reporting period, our revenue for United was $21,412,000 compared to expenses of $21,238,000, resulting in a net revenue of $174,000. Our actual revenue to date, $21,412,000 compared to a budget of $20,415,000, or a $997,000 variance. Our actual expenses year to date, $21,238,000 compared to $21,455,000 for a $218,000 variance. Our net revenue was $174,000 compared to a budget of a minus $1,040,000 for a positive variance of $1,215,000. In finance, we keep a close eye on the operating position of our financial results. So the operating fund, without depreciation, shows an operating surplus of $714,000 through the reporting period. This revenue went into operations with $14,023,000 coming in from assessments and $976,447,000 coming in from non-assessment revenue, compared to operating expenditures of $14,389,764 without depreciation. So after backing out depreciation, which is not funded through operations, we see a bottom line operating surplus of $714,076. So our highest items were employee compensation and related, and they were under budget by $350,000, and this was mainly due to less hours than anticipated in M&C programs. And that's because we are pulling in outside contractors and using them and using our staff elsewhere. We also had water heater replacements, which were budgeted to be performed in-house and are being completed by outside service providers. So we had a favorable variance also resulting from negotiated savings in union medical expense at the time of the union contract renewal. Our materials and supplies were over budget by $213,000, mainly due to plumbing expense, an increase in the number of hot water tanks being replaced. Contractors are addressing the backlog of water heater replacement work, and we're trying to get that all completed, the backlog, this year. Utilities and telephone had a favorable variance of $128,000, and that was mainly due to less water consumption because we had so much rain. The most significant favorable variances from the budget were attributed to outside services of $618,000 and that's due to timing because some of it is budgeted to be performed at the end of this year. So it looks like we have more money than spent or not spent than what we're really budgeted. Budgets are spread evenly, and certain reserve expenditures will occur later in the year for programs such as waistline, paving, landscape renovation, building structures, water heaters, and permits. Non-assessment revenues were $1,205,000. More revenue is received from chargeable services, primarily damages from moisture intrusion events. Offsetting expense for work performed is in outside services and compensation. So additionally, we had higher reserve balances invested yielding more interest income. We had a favorable variance that is partially offset by less revenue than budgeted for chargeable appliance replacements. Our largest categories of expenses today, $21,238,000, are employee compensation, followed by property taxes, outside services, utilities and telephones, materials and supplies, and so forth. Our balance sheet. Our preliminary balance sheet as of December 31st, 2018 was $78,334,314. Our current month ending balance is $78,840,946. Our operating fund is $57,409,769. Our contingency fund is $2,531,229. And our replacement fund is $18,999,949. So our total reserves are $78,840,946. So our changes in fund balances, for operating fund total revenues, $14,999,785. Our total expenses, $14,389,764. Our excess revenues over expenses were $610,021, excluding depreciation of $714,026. Our contingency fund, total revenue, $597,300. Our total expenses, $727,571. Our excess revenues over expenses, $130,271, excluding depreciation. Our replacement fund, total revenues of $5,814,798. Our total expenses, $6,120,319. Our excess revenue over expenses were $305,521, and that's a negative, excluding depreciation, which is the same. So I'm going to go in now to our delinquency report. As of July the 24th, 2019, our current month count was 12 at 119,804. Last month we had 12 also, but we were at 112,803. So we're up $7,000. We had one write-off. We had two notice of sale. The files are with the collection agent. We had three files with the collection agent. We had 3 files submitted to legal counsel. We have 1 NCB payment, which is being requested, and 2 bankruptcies in progress. And we're going to go into that NCB payment requested. Later on, I've got a little thing to say about some things that we're hearing in the newspapers. Our chargeable services delinquency report. Current month, we have 25 at 178,151, and our prior month was the same count at 190,663. So our current, we are down $12,512 from the previous month. Our resale report as of June 2019, we had resales of 160. We had the resales last year at the same time of 182. So we're down 22 sales or 12.1%. Our sales volume as of June 2019 was 41,863,644. Our sales volume a year ago was 51,811,240, so we're down 9,947,596, so we're down 19.2%. Our average resale price to date, $261,403. Last year, $283,792. Our average resale price is down $22,389, or 7.9% year-to-date change. Our leasing report stayed the same at 9%. And I guess one thing I want to say about resales is it's not just Laguna Woods that is down, all of Orange County is down, and we're all down about the same percent. So it's not like it's something that is happening just here, it's happening all over. And I was just reading an article where we had 50,000 people leave the county, more than came in last year.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. Wow.
So, just a couple things. I think I want to go over our budget procedure. So we began in May with a discussion with the CEO, and the managers. And I asked the group to give us what I call a wish list, which contained all of the monies that managers thought that they needed to run their areas, such as landscape, maintenance, and construction, at a maximum level to give the shareholders their best output. So this wish list would then be examined by the CEO, and the adjustments made to acceptable management levels brought before the Finance Committee and the board. So then this list is then further discussed between the Finance Committee and the board. The CEO then further examine the budget and make any further cuts that they see appropriate for monthly assessments. The final budget is then brought forward for final approval in September. So we have nothing final at this time. We are still looking at cuts.
Okay.
Unsubstantiated figures that have been leaked to the public causing unnecessary anxiety about increased assessments, I have to apologize. I'm not sure where this came from or where these untruths are coming from, but don't get yourselves all in an uproar, because, as I said, what is out there are strictly a wish list.
Okay.
I think one thing, and this is not for me to decide, it's for our residents to decide, is the level of service that they want to receive. In every meeting that I attend, I have residents complaining that the grass is too high, shrubs and trees have not been trimmed and maintained, or that someone has called maintenance and they've not come out and they've had to recall, blah, blah, blah. So I'm saying, if this is the case, we either have to increase the number of workers, which costs more money, and we can, in some cases, increase efficiencies, and our management team is continually working on this. And I think we as directors have to have confidence in that management team, because that management team are the ones that we hired. Mm-hmm. And remember that they have to be self-reliant without a management company, like we had CPM for a short time, that we've had for a short time, and it takes time for any business to get started and geared up to where it's working at its maximum efficiencies. And we also have to recognize that this is a city. This is not just a small little
Right.
HOA. Also, residents need to decide on the level of service they want to receive as far as our infrastructure is concerned. Our infrastructure is over 50 years old. The infrastructure has not been taken care of in the past. The can has been kicked down the road because previous boards or whatever have decided they didn't want to raise the assessments and put money into fixing these buildings. Thus, we have sewer backups that are causing residents to have to move to a hotel while their unit is being cleaned up. And these backups cause a great expense. 2 years ago, we had $1.5 million that we spent on waste
Wow.
line backup cleanups. And last year, approximately $900,000. So it is coming down, but we're trying to get those pipes relined.
Yeah.
And that's been one of my goals, is we had it originally set up for 12 years to get every building relined. And I said at $1.5 million that it's costing us a year for cleanup, we could be putting that back into fixing the pipes. So my goal is anything that is water-based, supply lines, toilet valves, sink valves, washer dryers, hot water heaters, we need to get taken care of first. Then we'll get involved in other things.
Okay.
We're having some water supply lines that are giving us problems. We're in need of electrical upgrades, such as upgraded transformers. We're now operating at capacity in the village, and I just wanted to go to, because I feel like I'm wasting water in my kitchen sink when I let the water run to get hot water. So I wanted to get instant hot water, at which I found out that we don't have the electrical capacity
Right.
for all the buildings to have that.
Yeah.
So we need to have new transformers. We need to have downspouts and gutters, and one thing that I want to see are the gutters lined with a screen on top so that they don't fill up with leaves and back up. And as I sat on my balcony this spring when we were having the heavy rains and the water was just running
Right.
over and running down along the foundation. And that is going to cause us problems. So these are all things that we need to have taken care of, and unfortunately, it's going to cost us increased costs. Now, these are all things that the community has to tell us whether they want or they don't want. Like I said, it's not up to me. It's not my decision. I've heard that some members of our community cannot afford the increases to maintain our lifestyles. This is a definite problem, and one that I addressed several months ago, and I suggested that we have a program similar to a reverse mortgage. Legal counsel told me I could not do this, and the board voted me down. So I'm at a point where I don't really know how to help people out
Right.
of these positions. So we're all of the boards open to any ideas, and would welcome anyone who has anything to say about that. Next, I want to go into the financing of the co-ops. This seems to, I've been reading in the Orange County Register editorials and columns that we have a monopoly here, which appears that it is because we have a recognition agreement with NCB,
Right.
which is an East Coast bank. And that recognition agreement states that that bank will pay any unpaid monthlies till a person is forced to leave for non-payment.
Right.
So they can be paying 5 and 6 months of someone's monthlies. Most banks will not agree to that. They don't want to do that. So we're just, from our point of view, or from my point of view, I'm not saying that I don't want anyone else. I'm saying I want another bank to come in. I'm all for competition. But I also want these banks to sign the same agreements that we have with NCB, because it's not really fair for one bank to have an advantage over another one. We just had one repossession that I'm just in the process of going to the board to write it off, and it's over $15,000, which we all have to absorb because it was another bank who was holding the loan, and when they went under, the bank refused to pay. So yes, we could sue that bank for the $15,000, but legal counsel says it's probably going to cost us that much to do it.
Right.
So we just have to eat it, and that's one of the reasons that we like NCB, because we don't get into problems like this with them. We just, in the Finance Committee, we voted for laundry room coin box guards in the amount of $20,000 to come from our supplemental reserves. And we've been having some break-ins in our laundry rooms. And so we've lost, you know, a good sum of money. So therefore, security has asked us for this appropriation so that they can put another handle on those coin boxes.
All right, we just got about a minute left, just to let you know. Okay.
I want everybody to realize that the board operates as a landlord, and we also have now are going to be using Sage as a new investment company handling our monies. And I want to say we need building captains and cul-de-sac captains in our disaster task force.
All right.
I'm done.
All right. Thank you very much, Gary. Always good to see you.
Thank you very much.
You have a good weekend.
Thanks a lot.
All right, take care. We'll be right back.
Your Smiley Realtor with RE/MAX and your Laguna Woods real estate specialist. I'm here today with the first of my 7 home selling tips for seniors. Some seniors prefer to rely on the real estate agent who has sold the most properties in their neighborhood. Others seek the most often recommended from family and friends. The right professional will ask questions about your future goals. He or she will help you decide upon a realistic listing price and answer all of your questions promptly before asking you to sign a listing agreement. Give me a call and I will help you make the right move.
I just love that ring. Where'd you get it?
I got it at the Jewelry Box. I saw it on Facebook, and then I went in and bought it. They have the most unique, awesome pre-owned pieces for amazing prices.
The Jewelry Box of Lake Forest, voted best jewelry store in Orange County for 8 straight years, offering unmatched prices on fine jewelry and watches, refurbished to new condition.
Visit us in our store or shop our website for just arrived items.
The Jewelry Box. It's about trust.
You want me to help put you in the state attorney general's office?
I do.
There's something that I need in return.
Name it.
Tailor Mason. I want them in a cell.
Take them out.
This I do.
Get with it, people. Have fun storming the castle.
New episodes. Only on Showtime.
Living and learning in Laguna Woods Village is a unique experience. For over 40 years, the Emeritus Institute has provided tuition-free college classes within your community. Join us to experience expert faculty, quality academics, and to make new friends through the Emeritus Institute. New classes start every semester, and you can join nearly any time. Visit our office at Clubhouse 4 or anytime at saddleback.edu/emeritus. Learn, live, and thrive with the Emeritus Institute.
Well, look who's back. Dan Ohlweiler from Sterling Financial Advisors. Dan was on tour with the remaining members of Metallica for the past few weeks. And, of course, he wears a wig when he's out there. He doesn't grow his hair
Oh,
long,
my
but
gosh. Yeah.
How was that tour?
Yeah, that was exciting. Exciting. Yeah.
Good
no,
to-
we
good to
were
have you
actually
back.
on a little vacation business trip over to Europe. And
Yeah.
so we were able to stop by in Rome for
Mhm.
a few days, and then we ended it in Prague. So
Very
it was
good.
it was an interesting trip. Worthwhile going there just once, but I'm not sure I need to go back now.
Yes.
So,
all
but,
right. Well, that's good.
But we
I'm
had a
glad
good
you had
time.
a nice
I mean,
time.
Yeah, it was enjoyable. My wife, we were initially headed to Prague, and she says, "Well, why don't we stop off on a few days in Rome?"
Yeah.
And I says, "Oh boy."
Yeah.
So no,
Well,
it was good.
I think
It was
that's good. You know,
Yeah.
you go over there, and as I was talking to somebody the other day, you spend the money on airfare or whatever, whether you spend 3 days there or 3 weeks.
Exactly.
You might as well make the most of it.
Well, and that's kind of what we thought, you know. Somebody else actually, we had qualified for a marketing trip,
Yeah.
and we were flying over to Prague, and she says, you know, let's see if we can't just use the budget to get into Rome. And so that's what we just spent about 5 days in Rome and did the Colosseum tour, the Sistine Chapel and everything,
Very
the
good.
Vatican and everything. So it was good.
All right.
It was good.
Right. Today we're talking about something that you know, I find really interesting, and I know there's you can look at these type of things different ways, but it's the 529, you know, the college savings programs.
Right. I know a lot of my clients
Yeah.
that are grandparents
Right.
want to set up college savings programs for their grandchildren
Right.
or something. I thought maybe that's something that we could chat about
And
today.
I think it's a good thing because you hear
Yeah.
both positives and negatives.
Well, you're going to pay for college one way or the other,
Right, right.
okay? Unless some politicians get into
Yes,
office, you
yeah.
know. But if you want to set aside these college plans, you can contribute money up to $15,000 per individual per person. So if a husband and wife have a grandchild and grandparents want to make contributions, they can. Each grandparent can contribute up to $15,000, which is the gift tax maximum for a year.
Okay.
And so they could contribute $30,000. Well, they can contribute up to $150,000 over a 5-year period. So, you know, that's a nice chunk of change that grandkids can use for college. Well, this account can grow tax-free as long as they use those funds for college expenses.
Okay.
There's 2 types of 529 plans.
Okay.
One is called a prepaid plan, where you're actually giving the money to the college. Okay. So if you want to go to UCLA or Berkeley or whatever you do, you can say, okay, I'm going to contribute this money to the college, and the child is kind of locked into that college.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they don't have a choice as to which college they go to, and so because we've already given the money to that college. Or the other type is a college savings plan, where they can have an independent savings account, and then they can choose which college they want to go to. So it's a little bit more flexible. The nice thing about this is it's not like the Uniform Gift to Minors Acts, where you actually give money to a child and it can grow, and when they're 18 they get that money no matter what.
Right.
The college saving plan, you can actually change the beneficiary or the beneficiary's name on that. So if the child decides they want to be you know, they want to tour Europe for 3 years and don't want to go to college, you can change one grandchild for another grandchild, you know, as long as they're making right decisions and they want to go to college. All that income and all the growth in that account can be tax-free as long as they use that for the college expenses.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
It's not parties, it's college expenses.
That's what I was going to ask. Now, obviously, if you have people who are retired, this wouldn't matter to them. But people who are not retired yet, is the money that you put in those accounts pre-tax, or is it taxable?
No, it's taxable
because it grows tax-free.
And one of the things that my clients, or not all of my clients, some of my clients use is the required minimum distribution. They don't need the money. You know, what am I going to do with this? Well, I'll just take that required distribution. I have to pay taxes on it, but I'll contribute it into a 529 plan for my grandchild that can build tax-free. And so when they take that money out to pay for tuition or housing or books or whatever it is, that money is actually tax-free to the child.
Yeah.
So they use that as maybe a funding source from their IRA accounts or whatever it might be that they can put into that.
Now, what happens if maybe you only have one grandchild, they decide, I'm not going to college, but you can't transfer it to anyone else.
Right.
You've already put money into it, so I would assume however it grows, you're going to pay taxes.
If you have one grandchild and they decide not to go, you know, I don't know, maybe they're a professional athlete and they end up getting drafted out of high school or something, or, you know, but the odds of that happening are very small. But let's say that they decide not to go to high school, you would pay taxes on any of that gain if you wanted to get it back.
All right.
So,
is there a restriction on what you can invest it in?
Well, generally, depending upon which type of plan you have, some are already set up by the college. If you have a personal, you know, college savings account, generally you have the mutual fund families that can give you a bunch of different mutual funds depending upon your risk tolerance.
All right, so it's like anything else.
Yeah, it's like anything else that you would have. In a brokerage account, you can invest in stocks or mutual funds or whatever it might be.
So there's still the chance that you could lose money.
Oh, depending upon how aggressive or how conservative. Now, sometimes people say, well, I have a 5-year-old grandchild. It's gonna be 12 years before we need the money. That gives us time to take a little bit more risk. Well, that's fine if you can emotionally handle that. But at the same time, if the market ends up crashing in 10 years, and then it affects that account value at that time.
Now, as far as you mentioned, you can have two people contributing regardless of what their income may be. In other words,
well, you could have the parents contribute $15,000 each, which is $30,000, and then the grandparents contribute $15,000 each.
That's what I was gonna,
So it's not limited to, you know, just the parents themselves.
Okay,
so you could have you know, $60,000 going into this account for 2 or 3 years, and then, you know, you'd have a nice fund there to pay for your 4-year college education.
Yeah, and what about people, aunts and uncles and all that?
Well,
I mean, there's got to be a limit to some point.
Yeah, you can do it. You can change beneficiaries on this account for, I think, first cousins.
Okay.
So if your grandchild doesn't go, you can bring in a first cousin, but you can't just pick somebody off the street.
Yeah.
That has to be related to you.
Okay. But it's you know, it's a good way to see things grow.
In as much as sometimes our clients don't need the money from their required distributions, whether it's, you know, 2,000 or 3,000 or multiple thousands. It's a nice way to maybe fund some college education that you don't need the funds for. You know.
Yeah. Now, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I want to ask this one question before I forget. Are they locked in there? You can take that out. Let's say you decide, the kid's not going to college, or you have some emergency, the difference is, like any investment,
you're going to pay the taxes on it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not like there's not a penalty on it like you'd have with an IRA.
No,
or a
it's
401.
you just liquidate it, and you'd have to take it as taxable.
Okay.
The growth is taxable, and you've already paid taxes on the principal.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But the purpose of this college savings plan, they call it the 529 plan, which is the IRS tax code number. But the advantage of that is you can contribute that money, and it grows tax-free, and the child can use it and take it out tax-free as long as they're going to recognized college. I don't know if some strange college is going to qualify.
Well, that you bring up a good point, though, because of course community colleges will qualify.
Right.
But many colleges are online now.
Right.
And you just got to make sure they are affiliated.
Right.
The one you hear about is Phoenix University, which is totally online.
Correct.
I don't even think they have a physical. They have offices, of course.
Right.
But so many other. So as long as it's an accredited college.
It
doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's got to be qualified college expenses.
Okay.
If my son's going to be taking some technical for computer programming here in next month, and the tuition is $12,000. I'm assuming that as long as it's credited and things that could be used for that. So anyway, it's an option for people that want to help their grandkids out. Maybe they don't know what to do with their RMDs or whatever. Yeah. It's an option for them.
All right. Very good, Dan.
Good.
Good to see you back. Glad you had a nice tour with Metallica. Yes. And if you want to find out all about that or anything else, Dan can help you out.
Right.
Give him a call at 949-859-8900, sterlingfa.com. Good to see you, sir.
Good to see you.
Say hi to everyone.
All right. Take care.
We'll be right back.
I started Sterling Financial under the premise that there was a need for integrity in this industry as well as quality service.
There's such volatility in the stock market. One day it could be up 100 points, the next day it could be down 500 points. Well, what we like to do is be able to have people go to bed and wake up the next morning knowing that their money is safe and secure.
That's what we try to do here at Sterling Financial Advisors, is to create peace of mind and quality of life in retirement.
Hi, I'm here at the Provide Sleep Center inside Living Spaces, and I have James who's going to walk us through what the center is as well as show us some really cool stuff. Hi James, thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So what I'd actually like to talk about a little bit is about living spaces. I mean, for those people that really don't know living spaces, I know that once they actually come in, living spaces will become their favorite destination home shopping store.
Okay.
I mean, at Living Spaces, we carry almost all of everybody's favorite lifestyle brands under one roof, equal or better quality furniture, but always, always at a fraction of the price. I mean, we're about making shopping fun, fast, easy, but with an emphasis on customer service. And the way we do that is because at Living Spaces, we're a non-commission environment, and that makes a big difference. Simply put, at our store, no one's going to be trying to take you where you don't want to go. But I'm actually here today to talk to you about something that I firmly believe in, and that's called an adjustable base.
An adjustable base?
Yes.
For a bed?
For a bed.
Okay.
An adjustable base is a device that can actually go under almost any mattress that's been made in recent years, right? Including the one you may already have at home.
Okay.
But the benefits that can come from it can be extreme. And I'm hoping you can actually help me demonstrate that.
I will,
Would you
definitely.
Be willing to?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So come on over.
All right.
I'm going to ask you to lay down.
All right.
There we go. Now, actually, Lisa, before we started, you shared with me that your husband snores.
Yes,
and
terribly.
I believe you said loudly.
Loudly,
right?
yes, I did.
Right. And that you also have some serious back issues.
Yes.
Lower back issues.
Right.
Right? So what I'm going to show here is the adjustable base.
Okay.
We're not talking about the mattress. We're talking about what the mattress is sitting on top of that is going to contour the mattress to better suit the needs of your body.
Okay.
Right? So I'm going to elevate your head just a little bit.
Okay.
And I'm going to just ask you how this actually feels. I'm going to stop right
like I'm in the
about
hospital.
there. How's that feel?
That's nice.
It feels nice,
I-
right?
yeah.
So we're opening up our air passages. It allows us to breathe easier. This is actually all you need to curtail greatly, if not totally eliminate snoring.
Okay.
And in addition to that, it's all you need to prevent any kind of acid reflux.
Oh,
right?
that's
Or
good.
GERD.
What if I have a cold? Does this help for that too?
It opens up those air
Okay.
passages, really helps you breathe easier, so it's
Okay.
fantastic for that.
All right.
We've also started relieving pressure off of your shoulders and the upper portion of your back. More than that, I've got some years on you, so blood circulation becomes a bigger and bigger issue
Okay.
in terms of how we sleep. So raising your legs slightly at night, super, super healthy for the legs. Increases the blood flow, takes the swelling off of the feet, allows the legs to recover more expediently from the previous day. You've seen people use pillows between their knees
Right.
and under their feet. This is giving that blood flow, and they feel fantastically light in the morning, giving you far more energy to start off your day.
Well, and this really hasn't changed much. It's more comfortable, but I don't feel awkward.
I was going to ask you
Yeah,
that.
no,
How do
I
you
don't feel awkward.
But here's the thing. By coming up just a little on your head and a little on your feet, we did something else. We created a V right here. And what that just did was take the pressure off of your back and your hips. So now you can sleep for hours and hours in one position without feeling pressure points that cause us to toss and turn throughout the night.
Okay.
But I'm going to ask you a question. So are you a side sleeper?
Yes.
So you are comfy on your back right now?
Well, yes, but I don't know for how long.
Right. But here's the thing. Do me a favor. Even in this position, would you get on your side and tell me how it feels?
Okay. Oh, see, now the middle feels good.
It feels awesome,
Yeah,
doesn't it?
it's kind
in
of-
fact, it's not surprising. Most people actually like this better than being on their back.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty nice.
We just took the pressure off of your shoulders. We've taken the pressure off of your hips, increased the blood circulation for your legs,
Right.
opened up your air passages, and curtailed your husband's snoring.
Oh, well, good.
So that's the benefits of it. But now I'm going to show you something else. So go ahead and get back on your back. So the other thing I wanted to show you is, and this is something that I actually do here in the store on a 15-minute break because I'm on my feet. I have sciatica and I have lower back issues. So when I'm feeling strain or pain, I will actually get on a mattress and take you to where I'm about to take you, or take myself to where I'm about to take you. So the position is called zero gravity.
Oh, good.
Now, doctors will tell you that once, twice a day, super, super, super healthy to raise your legs above the heart. So it's not necessarily a sleep position I'm showing you, but it is really good because it gets the heart pumping, gets the blood flowing. There are a few things that come from this. One is it's just a great way to relax because your feet feel super light right now, right? And if they were tired from working out, they'd be recovering much faster. So this is really great for them. But as the blood rushes into your brain, when that blood hits the brain, it starts causing a chemical reaction to help start calming nerves, calming stress. It can really help you take a lousy day and help you detoxify your mind, clear your thoughts, and be able to go on with the rest of the evening with a whole new attitude.
Right. No, it's great.
But for me, I use this for a different reason because what we just did was take all of the weight, all of the tension, all of the pressure off of your lower back.
That's nice.
So for all intents and purposes, your lower back is kind of free floating right now. You can do this, you can actually be in lower back pain, get on the mattress, put yourself in this position, 15, 20, 30 minutes, relax, listen to music. The end of which, and this is the key, when you bring yourself flat from this position, and you're going to feel that in just a minute, it stretches out the entire spine, stretches out the lower back, stretches out the tension, and you will be amazed that you can actually stand up, if not 100% pain-free, 90% pain-free.
That's
it
great.
really, really does work.
Well, and this will be great for, the people in Laguna Woods Village because they maybe have surgeries or, like you said, they might have some vascular issues, and this might be very helpful.
Congestive heart failure, swelling of the feet, It helps drain the swelling.
Yeah.
All of those type of issues, breathing, all of that, it helps all of that. So
Perfect.
I'm going to show you another position, so I'm just going to ask you, Lisa, do you watch TV in bed?
Yes.
Okay, so here's the thing. For me, I love reading, watching TV in bed. This alleviates pressure off of the lower back, so I'm going to bring you up and show you that this actually elevates you all the way and becomes the best recliner in the house. Because you see, for me, I'm not somebody that can sit on a sofa and watch TV for 2 hours without it killing my back. But this is alleviate the pressure from that by keeping the legs up. But I'm going to bring you down because I did say that I was going to prove this to you.
Right.
So I'm going to prove this to you. Believe it or not, your body has gotten adapted to the weightlessness it's been experiencing for the last few minutes, right? So I'm going to bring you back down to that position that we recommend for sleeping. And that's slightly up on the feet and slightly up on the head.
Okay.
Now, for the most part right now, your body thinks it's flat. Would you agree with that?
It feels like it is,
It
yeah.
does.
Yeah.
It feels like it's flat because this is a more natural contour that we've created for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to bring you flat.
Okay.
When I bring you flat, you're going to feel that lower back stretch that I was talking about.
Okay.
But beyond that, I just want you to be honest with me and tell me which position feels better for your body. The
Okay.
position you're in now or totally flat.
Okay.
So here we go.
Is that, I'm totally flat?
You're totally flat.
Well, I like the other one.
You like the other one?
I do.
The thing is a lot of times this is what we start to feel once we're already asleep. So do me a favor. Focus on anything negative that you're feeling right now.
Okay.
And watch how it completely, instantly goes away, disappears, completely
by
gone.
what you're just doing.
By
It's
just
gone.
doing this,
That's
and
cool.
it's gone. Isn't
That's
it
great.
amazing?
That is amazing.
Now here's the thing. There's a lot of bases out there.
Right.
At a lot of different price points. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there just waiting to take advantage of your wallet. At Living Spaces, the basic base for a queen-size mattress that does everything I just demonstrated starts at only $495. Now, that's not crazy, but it is a great investment on your sleep and on your well-being. And we invite you in to our Irvine or Huntington Beach location. But here's the added incentive. To any Laguna Woods resident that comes in and shows their resident ID card, we will present you with 2 coupons. One, $50 off of $500, or $100 off of $1,000. You choose, but it's good for you and or your immediate family. So we invite you in for your own sleep test, and we thank you so much for giving us your time today. Hope you have an awesome day, but more important, have an awesome night's sleep. Lisa, thank you so much.
You're welcome. This was fun.
Thank you.
This was great.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I
Did you have
enjoyed it
fun?
a lot. I did, and I think I'm going to have to come back and get myself one of these.
We're looking forward to it. We'll give you one of the coupons as well.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, we'll be right back after this.
Finding the right sleep solution is not one size fits all. At Revive by Living Spaces, you'll find a revolutionary process that makes the shopping experience as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1. Pick your pillows for proper spine alignment. 2. Select a mattress that provides the perfect comfort and support. 3. Choose the right necessities to enhance the quality of your sleep so you can recharge, relax, renew. Only at Revive by Living Spaces.
Our movie today is a movie that has won a couple Academy Awards. It came out in 2018. It's called Phantom Thread. And it's all about gentleman Reynolds Woodcock, who's played by Daniel Day-Lewis. This is set in 1950s, and he's a renowned dressmaker who is fastidious life and just very controlled of his own destiny is disrupted by a young, strong-willed woman he meets in a restaurant. Her name is Alma, who soon becomes a fixture in his life, as well as his muse and his lover. Once had a life that was very well thought out, methodical. It's now disrupted by love. This one for best costumes, which makes sense. And as I said, it came out in 2018. That'll be our movie today at 2 and 7 o'clock. Now, our movie on Monday is Searching, and I first want to let you know that because of the GRF budget meeting, the subtitled version of that movie will be played on Monday at 11:30. Then the regular movie will show at 6 o'clock. And this is about a man whose 16-year-old daughter goes missing, and a local investigation is opened. The detective assigned to the case, but several hours later, a couple days later, without any single lead, the father decides to search the one place no one has looked at, her computer, and finds out a lot about her life. So that will be Monday again at 11:30, and then at 6 o'clock. All right, our weather, we're going to start to heat up over the next 4 days. A little bit more humidity coming in because that high pressure system is sitting back over the Four Corners area. And just like it did a couple weeks ago, it's going to bring in that monsoonal moisture from the Gulf Coast. So things are going to get more humid and a little more hot for the next few days. Probably not as bad as we had, but still inland it definitely will be. We're going to see about 89 today, 90, and so on for the next few days. Things will start to cool off again on Tuesday, and around the state this weekend, particularly Southern California, and really the eastern side of the state. The Sierras are going to feel this as well because of where that high pressure system is. Now the western side along up and down the coast, they'll be a little bit cooler, actually much cooler, and actually have some coastal clouds, so that'll be nice for them. Even for our beach communities this weekend, they're going to stay probably in the mid to upper 70s, where everywhere else will be anywhere from 15 to maybe 20 degrees, 25 degrees warmer than that. So if you want to be cool, head on down to the beach communities and you'll be doing good. All right, we will see you on Monday. Take care. Bye-bye. Have a good weekend.
Diane's Hallmark has everything you need to make summer cool. From clothing to jewelry to unique one-of-a-kind gifts, Diane's Hallmark is the place to go. Diane's also has a large religious section as well. Come in today to see it all. Diane's Hallmark is located in the Walmart Shopping Center next to Hobby Lobby.
At Freedom Village Assisted Living, we provide loving care and support when your loved one needs it most. We believe in laughing more and caring more. Dining will be an experience, not just a meal. We offer opportunities to create new memories. Your family will feel like they are part of our family as we work toward creating an extraordinary difference in lives worth living. To schedule a tour and complimentary lunch and for more information, please call us at 949-340-8108 or visit our website, freedomvillage.org.